Welcome back everyone. In today's video I want to show you how to make a smooth camera animation using scripting, of course in Roblox Studio. And before we dive in, I want to ask you to join our Discord community server where you can get a free scripts from all of my videos, and you can get help from other people, you can help other people, you can, just connect with the community. And also subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and let's dive in. So first of all, we're gonna understand how to script the camera itself, and after that I'm gonna make a fun script. Let's just create a local script under starter player scripts, and we're gonna use the camera which is located in workspace service. So there is only a single camera in this game, and let's open our local script and get that camera. So I'm gonna write local camera equals to, and I won't write workspace camera, which most of the people would usually do. We're gonna use workspace current camera. So we're gonna write like this because there could be like 10 cameras, but the workspace will only use one of them. But it's actually unusual for Roblox project to have that much cameras. You would usually have just a single camera, and if you need custom like camera types, camera positions, camera rotations and stuff, you would usually change a single camera's properties. So we're gonna use current camera. So now let's make a fun script. Like, it's not really fun, but just to learn from. So we're gonna wait, for example, 5 seconds, and then we're gonna set the camera type to enum camera type scriptable. So by default, camera type is equal to camera type to custom camera type, okay? So it's by default, but we're gonna change custom to scriptable to not have any bugs, because you can't actually move your camera around when your camera type is set to scriptable. So let's see. We're gonna wait 5 seconds, and as you can see, our camera is frozen. In this way we can easily script any animations for it, change the position and stuff, and it won't be buggy. So we're gonna keep this code for now, and let's change the camera position. When we're trying to set the camera position, we won't use position property, and as you can see, there's actually no position property for the camera, so we're gonna use CFrame property. So we're gonna set camera CFrame to CFrame.new, and the first property is gonna be like the camera position itself. So we're gonna use vector3, and I'm gonna set, for example, coordinates of 30, 30, 30, and the second property is gonna be, the second argument for the CFrame is gonna be the point where the camera will actually focus on. So we're gonna look at 0 coordinates. Let's actually change from 5 seconds to 3 seconds and see what happens. As you can see, the camera is changed, and we have some kind of 2D game, but it's not really so, but anyways. And I also want to show a simple life hack. So if you have such simple coordinates, you can actually, for example, change this coordinate to vector 1 multiplied by 30, which will actually equal to what we wrote before, like vectors 3.new, 30, 30, 30. So this thing is the same, and we're gonna replace this vector with vector 3.0. It's just a fun fact. Okay, we already have enough knowledge to write a fun script, so I'm gonna delete this script, and let's move the camera when we trigger a proximity prompt, which is a button. So we're gonna create a simple part for this button. So I want this part to have a neon material, and this part is gonna have proximity prompt inside of it, and I won't forget to set the anchor property to true, disable cancel light, because why not, and I'm gonna name this part trigger. So then I want the camera to move from this part to this part, and I'm gonna also edit those parts as well. So the first part is gonna be called start, and the second part is gonna be called finish. I also want to color them, because why not, and I want the camera to look at, for example, this point, because why not. So this point is gonna, this part will be called focus. So the camera will move somehow like this. So it will teleport to this part, and it will move smoothly to the second part while looking into the purple part. It may sound confusing, but let's start scripting and see what happens. And I also don't want to forget to set the anchor property to true, because otherwise these parts will fall to the ground. So let's create another local script under starter player scripts, and we should get a lot of variables. So the first one is going to be camera. The second part is going to the second variable is going to be the start part, which is workspace start. Okay, the next variable is finish part, then focus and trigger. And just in case, I want to say that we're using a local script. So just in case, I want to cover these parts under wait for child method, so it will be much safer. And we don't need to use wait for child for current camera, because current camera is workspace's property, not children. So now let's get also prompt, and for the prompt we shouldn't use the wait for child anymore. So when the prompt is activated, triggered, we're gonna connect a function. So this function is gonna be called animate camera. So we're gonna do all the magic right here. So we're gonna connect the function right here. Nice. So now, first of all, we should change the camera type. So the camera type is gonna be equal to scriptable. Then we're gonna set the camera CFrame to CFrame.new, start position, comma, focus position. And now we need somehow animate the camera. So we're gonna use TweenService, and I would love to record a separate video on this, and probably not one video on this, because TweenService is very fun. I don't know if it is actually hard to learn at first, but it's very fun service. So I'm gonna show you how it works. So first of all, we're getting the service itself, and then we should get animation settings. So it's called TweenInfo. So I will create TweenInfo with lowercase name, because we're gonna set a TweenInfo with uppercase to this variable, because if I would write it like so, it may create some problems, but okay, anyway, so just write like so, and then we're gonna create TweenInfo, and it has probably 6 arguments. So I'm gonna try to explain them, in easy way. So the first argument is time. So for how, the animation duration, okay? Our camera will move for 3 seconds. The second argument is animation style, but it's called easing style. So we're gonna set it to enum, easing style, and I recommend you to try each of them. It doesn't matter which one you choose, it's just animation type. So I will try, for example, the sign animation, which is commonly used in Roblox community. So play around with it. And the third argument is easing direction. It has only out, in, and in out. Of course, you can play around with them, but the out option is also commonly chosen one. And we also have 3 other arguments, but to be honest, I almost never use them, and if you're really interested in understanding what they're doing, then please Google them, or join the community server and ask how it works, and maybe me or anyone else will explain how it works. But anyway, so we have repeated count, how much the animation will repeat. Then we have reverses, which will reverse the animation if needed, and the delay time, which is amount of time which we should wait until the animation plays. So we're gonna use these 3 arguments for now. We don't need the other 3. So now let's get back to that magic part, and we're gonna create a tween. So the tween is the animation itself. So tween equals to TweenService create. Now we should pass the instance. So what we're gonna be animating. So we're gonna animate the camera. Then we should pass the TweenInfo, which we just created, so TweenInfo. And then we have property table. So now we should create the table, the blank table, and we should pass the properties which we're gonna be changing. So right now our camera is at starting position, and we want the camera to be animated all the way to the end position. We're setting the CFrame property to CFrame.new, finish position, comma, focus position. Now we're just playing the animation, so we're writing tween. Okay, let me show you the whole code. So tween, we're playing the tween, And then we should wait until the tween finishes its own business. So okay, tween completed, we're waiting until it finishes. And then I want to wait another 1 second before we're setting the camera back to defaults. So camera type equals to camera type default. I mean custom. So that's almost it. So let's see what happens. As you can see, we have this smooth animation, but we have one issue. So when we're clicking this button, we can spam this button actually, you know, and if you like it, you can keep it like so, but if you don't like it, let's fix it. And when we're triggering the camera animation, we can actually just disable the prompt. So enabled equals to false, and when the animation finishes, we can enable this prompt back again, and you can't actually trigger this button once again while we have this animation. You can also implement the debounce method, and I just wanted to show you this, but you know, I think that prompt, you know, is a good way of fixing this problem. You know, just use this method and debounce will just make it more complicated, and we don't want complicated things, okay? So yeah, don't forget to smash the like button, write any comments, this matters a lot. So join the Discord community server and stay tuned for new videos that will come out like daily. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.